Today was probably the greatest, no, it was the greatest day for Drive. It was the most epic production ever. Basically, we started out with one mandate. We sat down as a group and we said, we have got to come up with the best show ever. It's a season finale, and if we have any chance or hope of getting season 3, it's gonna all hinge on this. So it's literally like our lives depended on it. All chips in, man. That was it. So we racked our brains and started thinking, what's the best thing to do? Well, what better thing than supercars, right? We took it straight to the top, and we found, or sourced, or tried, you're gonna see it anyway, we tried and failed, but we wanted to put together the country's top supercars and put them in an ultimate showdown where these guys are just gonna battle it out old school. And we needed somewhere to do this, and there's not a racetrack in the country that is long enough to let these cars stretch their legs. So we closed down an airport. Subic International Airport, the entire runway was ours for 3 hours. That's it. So we set out and we decided to go out there and just put these cars and let all these 5, 6, 7, 800 horsepower loose on the tarmac and see what happened. But first up, you know what we did? We had to get started off pretty real. I mean, you know, we got to build our way there like a diesel engine, and sort of after a while it gets to the climax. And we started out with an Uber driver for a day program. All right, just got here to the Uber offices in the parking lot, and just need to get my paperwork. So now I'm all clear. All I need now is to give these documents and my driver's license, etc., upstairs and see if I can drive for a day. In a nutshell, what is Uber?
Well, Uber is a software technology platform that really is designed to connect riders with drivers. The beauty of Uber is that it lets people find a ride so that they can get from point A to point B by just opening an app on their phones. They get in the car, tell the driver where they want to go, and the driver will provide that service to take them to their destination. And I think what really caps it all off is at the end, when they get to their destination, they just have to simply step out of the car and walk away because it's purely cashless.
Okay, how does one become an Uber driver?
It's actually very simple and straightforward. It all starts by going online to partners.uber.com, where a potential driver or an applicant can sign up for an account. Basically, we request for certain, or we ask the driver to provide certain documents, such as the professional's driver's license, his vehicle documents, and so on and so forth, in order to make sure that this driver is really who he says he is, and that the car is a valid vehicle.
I guess I should go and get accredited.
Yes, and it's really just walking up here and finishing up all the remaining to-dos.
Let's do it. Today was very important because I wanted to do the Uber system. I've used the system a lot in other countries and I find it very handy. So when they came over to Manila, totally intrigued. I thought, wow, it's about time, especially that our public transportation system leaves a lot to be desired for. But he let me do it on the condition that I follow everything that every other Uber driver does. No shortcuts. I got to get myself accredited. So just waiting in line. There's actually quite a few people here. It's really impressive. A lot of people want to become Uber drivers. So once I get in there, it's just a matter of watching the video, final briefing, paperwork, etc., and then we're all good. I passed. It's like I got my license, my first license. I feel like a kid again. So that picture that they just took is going to come up there in the app. So every time if somebody books an Uber and it happens to be me, they get to see my ugly face there, smiling like a kid because I just got accepted. I love seeing a nice balance between men and women. These are people who own private cars that are using their ride to share it. So it's all part of a great ecosystem on how to help beat traffic. And that's the whole idea behind Uber, is to eventually reduce the amount of cars out there and the dependency on cars that are connected to one single person. Hi.
Can I borrow your license first?
Yes. Oh. I don't have one. Is that okay? I'm just kidding.
Thanks. Kind of freaked out. Okay, so here's a sample of the Uber Partner app. Since your account isn't activated yet, we took the liberty of making an app demo so you can see how the app works.
All right. Nothing. They're not going to tell me anything, but I just have to follow the yellow box. So tap to sign in below. Sign in. You are offline. Select the vehicle to go online. So I'm picking the yellow boxes. Choose the correct vehicle, make sure the car and model lifespan are the same as the vehicle you are driving. There's even an exclamation mark there. For this simulation, select Toyota Uber Hot as your vehicle. All right, Uber Hot. When you're ready to receive requests, tap Go Online. I'm going to go online. Select your navigation provider. I love Waze, so I'm going to use Waze. You are now online and ready to accept requests. This is what a request looks like right now. When you receive a trip request, you will see this on the screen you will receive. Have 25 seconds to tap anywhere on the screen to accept the request. All right, success. After accepting the request, you will be taken to this screen where you will see the rider's pickup location. Tap this button to see the rider's location. Tap this button to view the rider's mobile number. SMS or call the rider to coordinate your pickup. Be sure to use the same mobile number that you registered with Uber. Pretty cool. It's very self-explanatory. So all that's needed now is for me to actually do this live. So first day of the job, so I guess now I gotta look my best. I'm gonna get a haircut. And that's it. Looking good. Done with the haircut. It's now time to pick up some passengers. So next I just had to find a super economical car because I gotta make as much money as possible. And the goal was make as much money as possible and maintain a 5-star rating throughout the entire duration of being an Uber driver. So I got myself a little Volkswagen Polo. This is it. I finally, for the first time, pressed Go Online. Sat there and waited. And waited. And waited. And waited. Turns out, yep, we started on a holiday and not a very, it was just, there was nobody out there. I got one. When it pinged, it was like, we got one. And it was like, whoa. Hi, did you call an Uber? Good afternoon. First customer was, it was a 13-year-old boy. He was alone. I thought that was kind of strange, but the dad called up Uber and it turns out the dad uses Uber a lot to have his son fetched. But here's the kicker. The dad was a huge fan of Drive. Whew, first customer. So he tells me that when he was flicking through and he saw my name, he thought this has got to be a joke. Gotta look out for the kid. So here's my first customer. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? You called your Uber or your dad called an Uber?
No, my dad called.
Hi, I'm James. I'm supposed to slide to begin the trip, sending, and now we're off. Okay, so it was that easy. What's the nicest Uber car that you've been in?
So far, it's this car.
Really? All right. Now I slide to end trip. Slide, end trip. It sends it, and that's it.
Everybody who loves cars is a fan of you, I think. It's better than taxi. We feel more safe entrusting the kids
Yeah.
to Uber.
So by the time we turned up at his house, he was like, he was just jumping up and down waiting. And it was really cool because he's such a cool guy.
Actually, the one that caught my attention was a Volkswagen Polo. And then when I saw the driver, James, wow, this is quite a treat.
Thank you. You have to excuse me because I got a minimum to make up.
Of course, I know
gotta
that.
make money. I gotta eat too, you know?
Of course. Okay.
Pleasure, Carl. Take it
Yes.
easy and keep Ubering.
Yes.